What's this? Didn't expect that. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I've just stopped in Borwick just to set the camera up and the Bluetooth on the Dji Mini 2. But we're in the process of selling the house at the moment. And every time I got ready to set off, having tested the sound on the mic, the blooming phone kept going off from the estate agents. So I must have been there about 25 minutes. So today I thought we'd have a ride up towards Whittington on the back roads. A friend told us about a track that leads down to the River Loon. So I thought we'd go and explore that. So I'm not working today, well this evening anyway, so at least I'm not pushed to get him back. We can just take our time. Weather's certainly changed a little bit. It's given a good forecast this week. Quite dry for a change. It's not been easy getting out on the bike. We haven't used it for about a month. Even when you can go out, then we end up doing something else. Yeah, the biking is only a hobby at the end of the day, and it has to fit in with what else you're doing, you know, whether it's the family life or work. And sometimes you just can't get out through other commitments. Often on your days off you've got appointments to go to. So that messes things up. But today we've got a free day. There's no sign of rain at all. Unfortunately, there's no wind. So I've got I bought myself a DJI Mini 4K drone, just to add a little bit more interest into my videos going forward. You know, it's a bit of fun as well, learning how to use it. And of course I can always use it when we go out walking, etc. Doesn't need to be purely just for the bike. Look, that's probably in reality, you know, the most use I'm going to get out of it is with the bike. I was thinking about getting another camera just for the front so I can get a rear view. I thought, do I go for another camera, or do I go for the drone? In the end, the drone won out. Nationwide online we're offering £175 if you switch your bank account, which I've done several times before, so I've had a few £100 from switching. But now that some of the banks have conglomerated together, if you've already got an account with their group, you can't do it again, they won't allow you. So I seen there was offering £175, so I've changed from NatWest to Nationwide. So that's going through on Monday. So the Dji Mini 4K, I think it was at £299. That's with a controller, but only one battery. So I decided to, seeing I've got this switch service money as well, so I've decided to go for the combo unit, which has the battery charger and 3 batteries as well. So the drone, according to the paperwork, each battery will last about 31 minutes, but in reality I think it's probably more like 25 minutes, something like that. So with the 3 batteries I'll have an hour and a quarter of usage, which is quite good. So that's 399 minus 175. Making our way over to Whittington at the moment. When I went with Aaron across country on the second episode of my video exploring the River Loon, we ended up coming back to Devil's Bridge, and there I met an old friend, David. And it was him that was telling us about this lane that goes down to the River Loon. And when the Loon is really dry, you can actually get across onto the other side. And he's done it, but he did say that you need probably 2 or 3 weeks of really dry weather to get the level of the water down sufficiently in order to cross the Loon. So obviously we won't be doing that today. I think this bike has had enough dunkings for a while. David and I used to be members of the Kendal BSAC, British Sub Aqua Club, and we used to meet at the leisure centre in Kendal on a Tuesday night, and they used to have a meeting upstairs, a talk, and then usually a pool session, like a swimming session or a tri-dive in the pool afterwards. And I was a member of the dive club with David for a while. And I don't know whether you remember anything about Lady in the Lake. This was a lady called Carol Park, and she was murdered by her husband and dumped in the lake. And we used to dive at a place called Bailiff Wood. So any people in the Cumbria TRF will probably know this place. But if you go past the bottom end of Parker Moor and carry on up the east side of the lake, you'll come to Bailiff Wood. And there's a small car park on the right hand side. And we used to gear up there and then just walk across and dive in the lake there. And I did some of my training there. In fact, the last training I did was for a dive leader, where I had to do a controlled buoyant lift from 15 metres. And the chap that was taking me for the exam thought I took a bit too long bringing the casualty up to the surface. So I didn't pass. So still, even when I left the dive club, I was just one 15-metre controlled buoyant lift off the dive leader qualification. Never mind. We've joined the main road that goes from the Red Well to Whittington. Roads are fairly quiet, which is good. Yes, this lady that was murdered is Carol Park. They lived at a place called Lees, near Barrow-in-Furness. And her husband was a sailor, I think had a sailing dinghy on Coniston. And he murdered this poor woman, presumably with an ice axe, because he must have been a climber as well, and bound her up with ropes and rowed or sailed out into the lake, of which he thought probably was deep water. According to the paperwork, it was about 200 metres offshore, but it was probably less than that. Here's the lane now, coming up on the right. Just take it nice and steady, seeing I'm on my own. If it's like this all the way down, should be okay. Hey, it's still quite a lot of water. Obviously farmers come on, Peter, you can do it. Can't believe how much water there is on this lane. Quite a long lane. Mind you, I think I've been looking at it when I've been doing my deliveries in the van. I'm just looking at where I thought the river was. Thought, yeah, it's a long way down. These tyres on this bike are getting ready for changing soon. They're wearing down with all the riding on the road quite a bit. And I don't want punctures. So I'm going to have to, probably after Christmas, think about putting some new tyres on it. Oh, what's this? Didn't expect that. Can't be far off the river now. Chain across. I think we'll just have a nosy first. Just have a walk down. I think that you can see the bank of the river there. Look, that slight bank right round. So I think it's only over there, but we'll just have a look. I'm not taking the bike down there till I know what I'm doing. Right, let's have a go then. Glasses are steaming up. But it doesn't look good, that, does it? Just get my head down. Oh, that first bit's okay. Now the second bit. Put one or two scratches on my helmet. And there's the Loon. We should be alright down here. Not going to be high tide till 3 o'clock. And there we are. Take the old specs off, lift the visor up, steaming up again. Be nice and quiet down here. Not many people will come down here because it's just a dead end. I don't know whether there are any footpaths from here. Quite a bit of wildlife. Cormorant. And a few ducks. Some shallower water there, as you can see. Further down. But I don't know where that track is. I think the track leads over to Tunstall. Somewhere, it comes out somewhere near the can't remember the name of the pub now. Lonsdale Arms, is it? Well, it looks pretty overgrown there, doesn't it? And it's quite deep water. So unless I want to do another impression of a salmon riding a motorbike today, forget it. Right, I'll just switch off for 5 minutes, get myself set up with a drone. Right, time to pack everything up now and prepare for our return trip. So we're going back through Whittington and then back over the tops towards Burton and Kendal. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And that's about it. We'll see you shortly in the next video. Thank you for watching. Whoops, nearly forgot to take the controller sticks off.